Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to your moon month energy update and your new moon readings. In this video, I'm going to run through all of the moon phases that run through the next moon month from this coming new moon to the next, which covers most of May. May's fascinating. The energy is mind-blowingly interesting in terms of potential. We're looking at some real turning points. So very, very interesting in the overall scheme of things, given the kind of volatility and changeability of everything that is going on. So I will talk in depth about that as we go through every moon phase of the coming month. Now, if you are just wanting to tune into the readings, in the timestamps below, you can go straight to the drawing of the cards and each of the readings as well. And I will do the moon month energy update first. Then I'll be putting the drawing of the cards, then the new moon readings. And then lastly, I'm going to add an extra video as well, because if you are interested in learning to read the tarot cards, my course is now live. Very, very exciting. So I've made an extra video just to let you know about that. If that's something that's really going to float your boat and you really, really want to tune in with that, then that video will tell you a bit about it and where to go to find more information. So, beautiful souls, without further ado, let's move to the energy update and look at each of the moon phases. I'll talk you through them all because, as I said, May is really, really interesting, and I think we could see some really, really significant turning points. I think some of them are going to be quite unexpected as well. So let's move on and have a look at each of the moon phases as we go through the month. Now, for anyone who is on one of my emailing lists, I will be sending you out a PDF with the key astro dates for the month of May, and also the void of course moons as well. Just going to bring those up. Now, if you're new to me and you're new to moon energy, a void of course moon is when the moon is moving between two zodiac signs. So if you think of the energy of the moon as being sort of coloured by the personality of the sign that she's passing through. So for example, when the moon is in Aries, her energy is being influenced by the personality of Aries, that all of that fire, all of that dynamic, person-centered energy. When the moon moves into Taurus, her energy is much more earthy. Now, the moon doesn't just move from one sign to another. It's not like stepping from one room to another. The moon literally passes from one sign to another, and there's very often a space in between when the energy of the moon is not being influenced by the personality of a sign. This is what we call the void of course period. Now, most of the time, this is relatively fleeting. It could be minutes, it could be a couple of hours, but we don't really feel the impact of it. But when we have a long void of course moon, it can have quite a significant impact on the way that we feel that lunar energy. And if things are going really, really well in your world, it can feel really liberating, actually. But if you are feeling as though the world is just going way, way too fast for you and you just wish you could get off the roundabout, it can feel a bit like you are out at sea without an anchor. It really depends on your personal circumstances. So I always list the biggest void of course moons at the beginning of the moon energy update so that you are aware of when they are coming. Now, we have 4 main void of course moons. One is between the 26th of April and the 27th. So this is literally as we come into the new moon that starts this new moon month. We then have another on the 5th of May, another on the 10th of May, and another on the 24th of May. I'll touch base with them as we go through each of the moon phases, but just so that you are fully aware of these dates. Now, these are also the key astrology dates, the various astro happenings that are taking place during May. So the void of course dates and these key dates, I will be sending them out to you in a PDF. So if you're on my mailing list, watch this space. Now, these are the moon phases that we're going to be looking at. Every moon month begins with a new moon. We then move to the waxing crescent moon phase, then to the first quarter, then to the waxing gibbous, and then we get to the full moon. We then get to the waning gibbous, the last quarter or the third quarter, and then the waning crescent. So the moon's energy starts with the new moon, builds and gets bigger and bigger and bigger till we get to the full moon, stronger and stronger and stronger in terms of the influence, and then the energy levels out and begins to diminish. And the way this energy is coming in actually does affect kind of the way that we feel it. If there's a lot of really big, crazy astrological happenings that are going on and the moon is getting bigger and bigger, she adds weight to it actually. She can kind of almost give it an extra bit of punch. So it's really useful to know what the moon phase is. When her energy starts to diminish, she can soften the astrological happenings that are going on. So it's very, very interesting when you follow the moon to really tune in with this. So let's have a look at the new moon. Now, this is a super new moon. Depending on where you are on our beautiful planet, this is happening between April the 27th or the 28th. It just depends where you are. And this is a super new moon in Taurus. Now, the energy of this new moon is actually very, very strong, and the dynamics are really seeking change, but in a very real and very solid way. There is an underlying emotionality. Emotions may be quite heightened. So if you contemplate that the best way to harness the highest vibration of Taurus energy is like harnessing the energy of the bull. A bull can work really steadily all day long and plough an entire field and achieve so much. Alternatively, the shadow side of the energy is like a bull in a china shop. Moving too fast or too impulsively will lose the opportunity to really utilise and harness the true potential of the day. So think about the higher vibration, because the higher vibration of the overall dynamics today offer the strength and ambition and perseverance to really take on challenges, difficult tasks, and to complete them on time. So I really want to say, use this day, this new moon day, to set wishes and intentions that really do align with this purpose. If there's anything you really, really, really want to achieve, any challenges you want to overcome, set wishes and intentions that enable you to be supported in that, to see things through to the finish line, to get through any challenges, to get to that finish line. Now I'm going to bring up the timings for you. Now I can't print timings everywhere in the world, but this selection should give you an idea of, what the time will be at your location. Now, interestingly enough, let's say in London, for example, it's 8:30 in the evening is the time. Now, the reason I show the timings is because when you set your wishes and intentions, the most potent time is to start setting those wishes and intentions literally as the sun and the moon come together. That's what a new moon is. The sun and the moon sit together in our skies. And it's like a sacred marriage. And so it's a moment of fertility, a spark of fertility. It ignites energy, which is why it's so good for setting your wishes and intentions. So I think the most potent time to set wishes and intentions is from the exact moment and then for the 8 hours afterwards. So that's why I bring up these timings for you. The moon then moves into her waxing crescent phase. So this is where we start to then see her in the sky, and she gets bigger and bigger until she gets to the first quarter. So let's have a look at the energy for this next moon phase. Now, the waxing crescent moon phase is from April the 28th through to May the 3rd. The moon will pass through Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and into Leo. Now, this moon phase begins and ends with the lunar influence aligning in favour of rebirth. These are the astrological energies. As this period progresses, the intensity of the last couple of weeks absolutely begins to ease. And I really want to say, so breathe a sigh of relief, because it's been pretty intense. Now, although there's still an overall flavour that's pushing for change, the energy in this moon phase arrives in a much more sensitive and positive way. And although there are still pockets of intensity, the overall astrodynamics are considerably more gentle, suggesting real potential for useful conversations to take place that will bring all sides of all sides of everything to the table. So whether this is to do with conversations with others or even having a conversation with yourself, this is a really valuable time to to reflect and engage with all the possibilities that are available to you. As the period progresses, the lunar energy steadily grows, and it's got a gentle forward motion that is encouraging transformation and evolution. So I would really say make the absolute most of this time and attempt to make steady progress and emerge in a gentle way. I think this moon phase is fabulous. So make a note of the dates, April 28th to May the 3rd. Slow, steady, mindful, practical, lovely progress through awareness. This is really quite delightful. The moon then reaches her first quarter period. So the first quarter moon is on May the 4th and it's in lovely Leo. Now, the overall underlying theme of rebirth and transformation is continuing. This is particularly in areas of fairness and equality. So this is going to be interesting to look out for both in our personal world and on the global stage. In manifestation, the energy of a first quarter moon is said to highlight what you need to overcome in order to step forwards and move over any obstacles. And this often arrives through external circumstances rather than internal reflection. Internal reflection is more to do with the last quarter. So today, the astrodynamics of the moon in big bold Leo may well emphasize underlying issues and tensions that need to be brought to light. The purpose of this is to create empowerment through awareness. So this is a good day to press the pause button and look beneath the surface, look beyond the obvious. Now this can be in your own kind of immediate world, in the external circumstances around you, but it can also be in your internal responses. How do you react to things? Look beneath the surface and observe whatever is taking place around you. This is a day when observing and being the witness self it's going to create empowerment within you. It's a really, really key way of navigating this day. Be the witness self, be the observer. Notice, observe, press the pause button, bring things into your awareness, and then decide how you're going to move forwards. The moon then moves into her waxing gibbous moon phase, and this is running from May the 5th to the 11th, and the moon will pass through Leo, Virgo, Libra and into Scorpio. We have two void of course periods as well. One is on the 5th of May when the moon moves from Leo into Virgo. This is over 6.5 hours. And the other is on the 10th of May when the moon moves from Libra into Scorpio. This one's over 13.5 hours, so that's a biggie. So really notice how you're feeling at that time. Now, this moon phase does begin with a flavour of what I would call possible tetchiness. It's suggesting the kind of energy where you just want to get going. It is fleeting, but I think if you pick up on this, then I would honestly suggest that you use the energy and try and go for it. The incoming lunar flow then supports a period of what I would call steady productivity in very real and very practical ways. This is then followed by an underlying flavour of a more emotional nature. So listen to this. Your emotions are actually bringing you good information, even if you're feeling very emotional or it feels a bit, explosive or a bit watery or a bit, whatever you are feeling, your emotions are bringing good information. So, for example, if you're a bit of a workaholic or some aspect of your world is actually out of balance, your emotions are going to highlight this, and they will do so the closer that the moon gets to her fullest. Now, this influence is also particularly helpful in processing emotions. When we can identify them, we can process them. So, given the extraordinary times that we're living in, You know, this period could be particularly valuable. The key is for you to notice and listen to your emotions and be really responsive to yourself. Recognize that everything you feel is valuable and good information. If you can be an observer and be really, really kind to yourself, I think that this could be a time that could actually be sort of productive, but in an emotionally internal kind of way. We then get the full moon, and this is a biggie. I'm not going to pretend on this one. This is phenomenal. This is honestly one of the most powerful full moons of the year. This is on May the 12th or the 13th, depending on where you are on our beautiful planet, and the moon is in Scorpio. The dynamics today are multi-layered and they are loaded with possibilities, but this is the interesting thing, not necessarily in a predictable way. I really want to say expect the unexpected. Open your mind to possibility. I really feel that, the overall planetary alignments really do suggest that the boundaries and the structures of what we have previously thought of as solid or set in stone may well change. And literally, I feel like our perceptions could really, really be opened to new potentials. I remember looking at the chart when I was working on my Astro Moon diary last year in anticipation of this year. And I just thought, wow, this one is huge. This is a moon that looks deeply into our attitudes and our perspectives. The moon is asking us to adjust and review and to see the world through a new and different lens. And on the global stage of world happenings, I think we could see significant events that bring revelations and insights that just launch us into an entire new space of possibility. And of course, the same energy applies to us each personally. So I'm just going to say, wow, if you can take time this day to just be aware of whatever is going on and just link in to that space of potential, you're going to be able to make the very, very best of this day. Now I'm going to bring up the timings for you onto the screen. The reason for checking out the exact time of the full moon is because this kind of is when the energy peaks. If things are being shown to you that you're needing to let go or process, this is a really, really good time to orientate ceremony, meditation around release. If you're wanting to open yourself to receive major illuminations, spiritual downloads, this is the time to do it. So check out these timings. They are in various cities across the globe. It is really worth seeing when this energy peaks wherever you are on our beautiful planet, and use this energy as a kind of a turning point or a space of opportunity. The moon then moves into her disseminating or waning gibbous moon phase, and this is running from May the 13th to the 19th. The moon will pass through Sagittarius, Capricorn and Aquarius. Now, following such a powerful full moon, the intensity of the overall energy does still linger for a day or two before shifting to a steadier pace. Now, although this period is not entirely smooth, the lunar influence is bringing a flavour of creativity, highlighting the potential for really insightful connections and conversations that can assist in finding outcomes and solutions that bring harmony and balance. It's quite lovely. The overall energy then levels out and feels genuinely productive, suggesting that any challenges or tensions as we move from the old to the new can be overcome with creativity. So whilst there are still some strong underlying dynamics, to be honest, overall the influence of the moon is favouring really positive outcomes. And they may well emerge and unfold really naturally and organically, suggesting that the best way to use this time is not to hurry and allow things to run their course. This is a really, really lovely moon phase in an interesting month where the energy is really sort of up and down, a bit of a roller coaster. So don't hurry, let things unfold organically, let them run their course, trust and be responsive, kind of take charge, be empowered, but also be responsive simultaneously. The moon then reaches her last quarter position on May the 20th in Aquarius. Now, the mix of astrodynamics today are really fascinating. On the one hand, we see some really beautifully flowing energies that bring momentum and an ease of transition. On the other hand, the planetary collaborations are calling for the dissolution of old structures and an awakening to new ways of seeing and being and doing, bringing a flavour, I think, of not quite knowing what's coming next. So it's really interesting. There's movement, but kind of we may not know quite where we're going. We also have an additional influence that suggests the potential for sudden and unexpected events. Maybe even some light bulb moments leading to some new innovations. So this may feel really, really helpful, but it could also feel a bit disruptive. Now, a last quarter moon is always a point of review. So if anything in your world is dissolving or radically altering, then acknowledge it and let go gracefully and embrace the new. The moon then reaches her balsamic moon or waning crescent moon phase, and this is from May the 21st to the 26th, passing through Pisces, Aries, Taurus and into Gemini. Now, given the overall enormity of the current astrodynamics of evolutionary change, during this waning crescent moon phase, the lunar influence actually brings a very steadying and calming effect, inviting you to really slow down, observe and notice. This period begins with a flavour of karmic happenings and destiny, so be very, very open to signs and synchronicities. This is then followed by an energy that actively supports new ideas and potential sparks of clarity arriving amidst the uncertainty that inevitably comes with the letting go of the old in anticipation of the new. And this is marked by Saturn moving into Aries. This is a huge, huge pivotal turning point. An emphasis on self-care and self-responsibility with a heightened awareness of your own agency and your own choices and your own decisions feels absolutely key to using the energy of this moon phase to the very best of your advantage. We also have a void of course period on the 24th, and this is 6 hours approximately. I think the energy here is quite lovely, but I really want to say the key, and I think it's the key throughout this whole month. Slow down. Whatever's going on, keep it slow, keep it steady. Be an observer, be the witness self, notice, be responsive, trust. If things feel higgledy-piggledy, topsy-turvy, if stuff happens unexpectedly, be an observer of your own experiences, of what is going on in the immediacy of your world and the impact of the global stuff as well. But notice, observe, let go gracefully of anything that is wanting to go and welcome in the new with a very, very open mind and from a space of openness to possibility. I think this is the real key to this month. We then begin a whole new moon month with the super new moon on May the 26th or 27th, wherever you are on our planet, in Gemini. Beautiful souls, I'm going to now move on to drawing the cards for the new moon readings. Have an amazing new moon month. Be open to possibility and do post in the comments and let us know what's happening in your world as we navigate what looks to be an extraordinary month of opportunity. Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to your new moon readings. We are asking, how is this new moon going to assist you in creating change or navigating change, whatever is taking place in your world? This is a month ahead which looks to really, really bring a potential huge shift. And this is a very strong new moon at the time of doing these readings. So we are asking, what is the new moon going to assist you with in navigating or creating change in your life? So, my beautiful souls, we have 3 cards to choose from. 3, I was going to say 3 crystals. Actually, we have a fossilized ammonite with pile 2. Let me hold these up so you can have a really good look at them. If you've dived straight to the cards and you haven't tuned in with the energy update at the beginning of this reading, welcome. And thank you so much, all of you, for being here. It is such an honor to be reading with you, for you, connecting with you. Now, pile 1. Pile 1, we have Consciously Complete. This is the card for pile 1. And this is sitting with the selenite heart. So that is for pile 1. Pile 2. we have honour the cycles. This is for pile 2, and this is sitting with the fossilised ammonite. Show this to you. Okay, and then for pile 3, we have master the dance. This is for pile 3. And this is sitting with the agate slice. It's like a slice of agate. I'll show that to you. Ooh, it's reflecting the light in the camera. I will try not to reflect the light in the camera, but you can see that anyway, I hope. We'll turn that around so you can see the other side of it too. So that is for pile 3. Beautiful souls, if you find you are drawn to more than one pile, then more than one message may be coming through for you. Trust your intuition. I always think follow through with whatever feels right for you. Beautiful souls, I will see you in the readings in just a moment, and I'll leave the video running for just a little bit longer for anyone that needs a little bit more time. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. You have the card Consciously Complete. You also have the selenite heart. Selenite was actually, it got its name from Selene, the moon goddess. And this crystal really gathers light. I mean, you can see just by the way it kind of attracts light. It's very interesting and having quite a strong resonance with this energy for you. Consciously Complete. Now, we are asking, how is the new moon assisting you in navigating change or initiating change or helping you to make changes, however this is coming through? It is all about change. So how is the new moon assisting you? How's this energy working for you? So we have Lagos. This is the rune of flow. This is your first card. And we also have Hagelas, disruption, the rune of disruption. I'm going to put these down here, I think. Well, we'll work out where we're going to put your cards in just a moment. Let's draw your oracle cards first and see what we're shown. First of all, I'm seeing this one and this one. May we kindly ask, how is the new moon assisting my beautiful pile 1s with navigating or creating change? Okay, we have, I'm actually seeing this one for you. I was just thinking, what is that? Loads seem to be coming out. I wonder if you are literally going through lots and lots and lots of changes. But let's see what else we are seeing. And this one here for you too. Okay, so we have Leo. The big bold energy of Leo. This energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud and passionate. We have the angel of challenges. This is very interesting with Hagelas because Hagelas can have quite a disruptive energy about it. Also with the Scorpion, I feel like there is something that has left you like there's a sting in the tail. I think you're feeling the effects of something that has already happened. And the new moon energy is assisting you in moving through something. Like it is definitely away from something, consciously completing something. For some of you, it's consciously completing like a cycle of something, perhaps. We also, because we have the rune of flow and we also have the river, I feel as though there is a need to literally to kind of, I almost want to say go with the flow. It's like trust that something is ending because it's meant to. If something's coming to a completion, it's coming to a completion because that's what's meant to happen. You also have the threshold. Yes, you're on the threshold of something very new. And I'm seeing in this card as well with the river, can you see there is like a shadow of a horse? Here, the black horse. I'm hearing like the dark horse of the race as well is coming through. I wonder what that is about. Metal bird, treat yourself like royalty. Okay. Okay. I can see what this is about. The Metal Bird card, Treat Yourself Like Royalty, is really, this is about self-esteem and self-value and coming through an experience of, it's like if there's anything that has a connection to a circumstance or a situation that kind of either left you feeling like you were lacking or something wasn't quite right. I mean, this is really about you stepping up. It's very interesting. It's like stepping up, the change is stepping up into your fullest potential. It's overcoming a challenge, but it's completing something. It's stepping over that threshold. You're not stuck in something. It's leaving something behind that was either disruptive or, I'm going to say, that you woke up to. I mean, this is really interesting because the energy of Hagalaz is an energy where, sometimes it literally does mean just disruption and change is disruptive. Something in your world has had a really good shake-up. That's what it can be. But sometimes it's also about you coming to your senses. A really big realization that something, that you have, gone along with, maybe it had a shadow side of it. The dark horse of the race as well. Maybe there was something that for some of you, you didn't think you could do, and suddenly you're kind of realizing actually you can do it. Something is being illuminated with this moon here, which is very interesting because this is a full moon in this image, but the energy is a new moon. At the time of doing this reading, we're looking at the energy of a new moon, and yet, it's a really powerful new moon, unusually for a new moon. It almost has the power of a full moon to illuminate. This moon wants change. The energy around wants change. If you're coming to this reading at a later date, it is highly likely that you are looking for change, or change is finding you, whether you like it or not. You're at the threshold of something, of like a new phase in your life. You're being asked to go with the flow here. Something needs to flow forwards. This is the natural kind of like rhythm of things. Okay, let's just see, where are we sitting with this? The threshold. I kind of want to say this is about allowing something to actually happen. And yet, the part you play in the allowing is also like really, really, really honouring yourself as well. Don't be afraid to be seen. Don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to kind of like name that challenge and go for it. This is about you stepping up and not being afraid to do so. I do think there is something about being seen here with the Leo energy and Metal Bird. We have a peacock in her mirror. Look behind you. I'm also seeing look behind you. With this mirror, she's got a mirror in front of her that she's looking in, but there's a mirror behind her as well. It's kind of like when you go to the hairdressers and you have like you have a mirror in front of you, and then they hold a mirror behind you so that you can see what it looks like behind as well. This is like looking behind you, but I'm also hearing don't look back, and it's a real mixture of both actually. It's like I think this is about leaving something behind, consciously completing. But when we look back, it's like looking back in a state of gratitude, knowing that you can look back and own everything that your circumstances have brought to you, because this has made you who you are. You are the amazing person that you are because of your life experiences. Whatever challenges you've faced, they've made you the person you are today. I have to say, it's like, do you know, all of the bestest people in my world, the people I really admire, do you know, every single one of them has overcome challenges. But do you know, the point is they stepped up, not down, whatever they were going through. You know, and that's everyday stuff, and for some people it's big stuff. Just make sure that is focusing for you. Let's draw your tarot cards. What is the new moon actually helping you with? Helping you to cross a threshold, I think. Helping you to put something behind you. Helping you to go with the flow. Helping you to almost like up sticks and uplift your anchor if you've been stuck in anything. Okay, that was flying out straight away. Look at this devil card. This is one of my most favourite devil cards because he's kind of like, he's got his fingers up here. Can you see this? It's like, do you know what? This is really seriously saying, do you know, I'm not taking that anymore. I'm not living with that anymore. This is a reading of empowerment as well. You know, this is step up. You know, I'm not having that anymore. I'm not taking that attitude. Whether that attitude is something that you deliver to yourself within your own mind, or whether it's something that's delivered to you from other people, or there is any kind of situation where you feel held back. The interesting thing with the devil is, of course, that you know, the energy of the devil is about releasing ourselves from something. It's about liberation, and it's generally kind of choosing to do this. It really recognizes, like personal responsibility as a card, that we have a choice as to how we, you know, do you remain putting up with something even when you can see it, or do you just make a decision and a choice about it? There's personal choice here. Leo is flamboyant energy. It's proud, and I don't mean with pride. I think there's like two kinds of pride. There's like the pride that is really what I would almost call arrogant pride and ego pride, and then there's genuine pride. Like you take a pride in your appearance, you take a pride in doing something really, really well to the best of your ability, and that's not doing it well so that other people can see that you've done it well. It's doing it well for the sake of doing it well. It's doing something in a good way. For some of you, doing the right thing, crossing the threshold, even crossing the river from one side of something to another for some of you. There's definitely something that feels a little bit hard to digest, or it just isn't right, or it's a bit clingy. And you're kind of, I think you know it. And either this has come in a very disruptive manner, or you really, really have woken up to it. And you are being asked actually to take the pathway. It's this higher vibrational energy of ethics, of honor, of, as I said, of healthy pride, doing something well, doing the right thing because you can, just because you can. You know, why wouldn't you? This is really about stepping up. Okay, we then have the Star. Well, that's pretty cool. 2 major arcana cards already. That's awesome. We have the King of Swords. We have, seeing this one, we have the 3 of Discs. Okay, what are we shown here? We then have the 10 of Swords, absolutely. So we've got this energy of completion. We have the Princess of Cups. Seeing this one. And we have the 5 of Swords. So this can be quite not exactly a tricky decision for you. You see, in a way, I kind of think it's a bit of a no-brainer, okay, in some ways. Because something just, there really is a need to bring something to an end here, because I don't think it's not making you happy, it's holding you back, or it's, you know, there's something, whatever this is for you. I will ask for a bit more information about this actually. But with the King of Swords, you're being asked to make a really, really, really clear, like to have a clear mindset about this. And also I think with the King of Swords, to really choose comes back to choosing, you know, like the higher vibrational solution here. To bring something to its completion. Something needs to be consciously completed in your world. And this is what the new moon energy is bringing for you. This new moon wants change. The energy and the dynamics that are here, this new moon wants change. It's kind of like, actually, this is almost like saying, what are you waiting for? Why are you not embracing change? There is a trickiness around this decision. What is the Five of Swords about? I think we need to draw more cards around this and get some clarity. Because in a way, the decision to bring something to a completion, like I said, I feel like it's a bit of a no-brainer. If you're rational and logical about it, I mean, maybe it's because this doesn't feel rational or logical. But actually, as I said, there's clearly something that needs to be completed, and yet for some reason this feels like a really difficult decision. So I'm really curious about why. May I kindly ask, let's get more cards, may I kindly ask more about the Five of Swords, please? May I kindly ask more about the Five of Swords? What is this energy about? I mean, the Five of Swords is like a difficult or a more anxious energy. I mean, these cards, you've got the Star, you have the Devil and the Star. This is like, you know, it's a no-brainer. Why would you hang out with something that stings? Why would you stay with something that isn't okay? If your world has been disrupted by external events, then those external events are here to push you to step up. They're not here to cause you harm or damage. They're here to push you to step up and maybe for some of you even be visible. Really, ultimately, the circumstances that need to be, something that needs to be consciously completed and brought to a close, this is guided. It's actually a gift with the Princess of Cups. But let's ask about this Five of Swords. Why is this so challenging? We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Knight of Discs. So you've got two knights. Okay. We've got the Queen of Cups and we have the Nine of Discs as well. The Nine of Discs is a really happy outcome. What I want to say, however, in this card, again, different packs show us slightly different messages. She carries a scythe, and I feel that she is somebody who she reaps the rewards of her labours, as it were. Okay. Now, the Knight of Swords is really decisive. Again, there's a decision to make. This is clear cut. The Knight of Discs is about bringing in the harvest. The Nine of Discs is also about reaping the rewards of your actions. There's something you deserve as well for some of you. Is this because for some of you, you deserve more than you have currently got? And this is saying, you'll need to bring something to a completion in order to step into the new. Metal Bird is a card of real self-care. And so actually, in many ways, the Queen of Cups, she's very emotionally attuned. She's able to feel fulfilled emotionally. Okay. Because we have the Devil, I do feel that whatever it is that needs to complete, it is suggesting that you have you have a part to play in why you're there, okay? It's like there is some element of choice here. It's not about, you're not a victim to the situation. Even if on one level with the Five of Swords, you feel like you are a victim and that people or circumstances are treating you badly, I think you fundamentally have a choice as to whether you stay with something or you leave, or you move on. I think there is an absolute opportunity for you to move on here. This is what the energy of the new moon, I think, is bringing. It's bringing an opportunity for you to bring something to a close, to move on, to let go, to cut the cords, to make a personal choice, to cross that threshold. I wonder what is offered to you, and it will be unique to you each, but something is being offered to you. I mean, look at this helping hand here. We have this angel literally saying that I can assist you here. So this could be literally someone reaches out to you. Someone is reaching out to you, and maybe you're kind of reticent or hesitant, but this reading would say this would be a good thing to accept. Because we have the Three of Discs, which is a card of, it's a turning point. And it's a turning point of success. I always feel like with this card, it's like all roads lead to Rome. You know, there really is only one way forwards. And this is success. This is the time to take the initiative and indeed to collaborate. Meet other people, collaborate. Somebody or a group of people may well reach out to you. And if you are feeling like you are in any way isolated, it's time to bring that isolation to a close. If you feel you've been kind of entrenched or stuck in something that is a little bit painful, it's time to cross that threshold. I do think with the Princess of Cups as well, that maybe something is being offered to some of you. And even things, on a daily basis, if somebody, when someone offers you a compliment and you just dismiss it, it's like, someone says, oh, wow, you look amazing. And you're like, oh, no, or someone says, thank you so much, you've done so much. Oh, it was nothing, no, and you dismiss it. It's time for you to receive. There is something to come to a close. I think this new moon is bringing something very specific to a close. And the way it's happening is because some kind of circumstance around you is actually a gift. There is a circumstance around you that is giving you an opportunity to bring a certain circumstance or a situation to a close. And this is urging you to seize that moment, to go with it, to make that choice. It feels difficult because of the Five of Swords, as if there is anxiety about it. But if something isn't feeling very good, or you're feeling like something is not kind of working for you, that in itself is a really, really good sign that it's not for you. If it was working for you and it was making your heart sing, then you'd stay, wouldn't you? Because it would be wonderful. But this is saying, why would you hang around and remain in a circumstance or a situation or a relationship or whatever it is with something that isn't working for you? If it's not resonating and it's no longer working for you, and this could be isolation as a circumstance, or it could be like connected to people or whatever it is, but you are being asked to sever the ties to something. And there is an opportunity of some sort. It could be spirit setting up circumstances that give you a way forward, push you to crossing a threshold, say to you, here's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to move, but it means to move forwards in some way, but it means you complete something. It means you close something down. There's something you cannot take with you. There is something that cannot be moved, forwards. It's not something that can't grow anymore. It can't stay the same. Whatever this is, internal, external, whatever it is for you. I'm going to draw some more cards for you, I think, actually. Okay, may we kindly ask for any more guidance or even a look at where this is going for my lovely pile ones, please? Could I have a sneaky peek into where this might be going, what's happening, where this is leading? Okay, so we have the card of the World as your first card. Wow. We then have the Queen of Cups showing up again for a second time. We then have the Knight of Cups, which is, I think this is the page actually. So that's interesting because the Princess of Cups is the page. So we move forwards from the page to the Knight. We then have the Four of Cups. And then we have the Moon. Howl at the moon. I'm really saying that. Howl at the moon. How interesting. Look at this. We have yet another, I think this is a lobster, but it looks just so like the scorpion here. They're just seeing the same thing. Okay. And of course, this is because the moon is giving you this turning point. Now, I think you might find quite a lot happens between the new moon, which takes place at the time of doing these readings. It takes place in a couple of days' time. But whenever you come to this reading, I think we're looking at, interestingly enough, some timing. Not every reading will give us timing. But I think there's like a 2-week period, approximately, between the new moon and the full moon. And I think that there is a 2-week slot at which something is going to move forwards within the next 2 weeks. I don't think it's like something just happens on the day of the new moon. It's like the energy is being generated by the new moon. And I think we are being given a 2-week period where something comes to a completion with the world, because this is also a completion card, but it's also a new beginning. So I think the opportunity to consciously complete arrives with something that is gifted to you, and you can run with it. Now we've now got 3 knights. We've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Cups. The energy of the knights moves forwards. We have the Queen of Cups twice. I wonder with the Four of Cups whether you are in a situation where either you or somebody else has sort of ignored maybe your emotional needs. And that needs to come to an end. Something hasn't been fulfilling. Something hasn't been honouring you. Maybe you haven't been honouring you. But this is, as this moves forwards, I think we are being shown a window of kind of opportunity within the next 2 weeks where there'll be a specific opportunity, and I think it's initiated by the energy of this new moon. Now, this new moon, at the time of doing the readings, that the new moon we're about to get to is a new moon in Taurus. Taurus energy can be what I would call slow and steady wins the race. You know, the energy of the bull is phenomenal. You know, they can work steadily, plough a field, they can achieve so much. On the other hand, if they act too quickly, it's like a bull in a china shop, you know, and there can be chaos. But I feel that there will be an opportunity in your world, and it's this very powerful, solid, real energy of the Taurus moon. So whenever you come to this reading, because at the end of the day, if you have been drawn to this reading at a completely different time, the energy of change is still with you. So, and if it's resonating, then you'll know it's the right reading for you. I think something is very specifically going to happen that creates the conclusion of something, the opportunity for you to close the door to something, to draw the line, to complete, to finish, to move on. Something that has been feeling stuck, like emotionally stagnant, something that has felt quite stuck can now move forwards. You can cross a threshold. Yeah, if you've been in a situation where people haven't been emotionally honouring you, or maybe you haven't spoken about your feelings to someone, I think a circumstance will evolve or emerge in the next 2 weeks where you might be able to say something, even though it's been really tricky and difficult, or you felt reticent. You can now move something forwards. You can now have a voice. It's like something can't remain as it is. Basically, the status quo cannot continue. And this is overcoming this, and a very specific circumstance coming in within the next 2 weeks that enables you to cross that threshold into the new, to let that period of stuckness, stagnancy, or not okayness complete. Even if it feels like it's a challenge or you're a little bit fearful about what the outcome will be. Interestingly, you see, we have this dark horse coming through again. So I kind of feel like it's highly likely, you reap the rewards here. We've got the Knight of Discs. We have the Nine of Discs. This is a beautiful card of success. So I kind of think that following through with this opportunity, which is actually a gift, even if it pushes you to have to do something or say something, I think you'll reap the rewards from it. Like the dark horse of the race, something will come out of this that will be maybe possibly for some of you quite unexpected. But yeah, this is your reading, pile one, and this is what the energy of the moon, I think, is bringing. And I do think it's bringing a very, very, very big move forwards with something. But it does mean that a circumstance, situation, attitude, whatever that is, will be brought to a close, I think. I feel like you're going to be pushed with Hagalaz energy into a position where instead of just standing on that threshold, you actually have to step forwards. I think something is going to be brought to that point where, you've got to step up, not down. It's really, really interesting reading, pile one. Keep me posted in the comments. Beautiful souls, if you enjoyed the energy update for the moon, I hope that's been great fun to listen to and really helpful, especially at the time. It's such a time of shifting energy. And do check out the video at the end of these readings about my tarot course if learning to read the cards is something that might float your boat and be something that you would love to do, because the course is open at the moment, or it's open now, it's just been opened, and at a very significant discount, so do check that out. Tons of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. I'm going to draw your oracle cards. You have Honor the Cycles. What is being shown for my lovely pile 2s, please? What is this new moon initiating, supporting, bringing? What are we shown? I'm seeing these two actually for you. Very interesting card, Honor the Cycles, because, this is your significator card. And this does really acknowledge that change is constant. That we are constantly evolving. It's like, it's very poetic. It's a really beautiful book that comes with these cards. And this card in particular, the writing about it, I may read something from it in a moment. I'll go with the flow, which is what this card is about. See what we're shown. But, it's like every in-breath is followed by an out-breath. When the sun rises, then the sun sets, and then it rises again. It's like there's a constant motion of something. And this card also talks about you being one of those who is awakening, almost like from a period of darkness. So that may have some relevance to some of you. Let's see what else we're shown. I'm seeing this card literally came out for you. What else do we have here? This one here. And I'm actually just seeing this one on the top. You have Angel of Tranquility. Oh, that's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Okay, so Angel of Tranquility. This is uncanny. We have Metal Bird, and this card came out in pile 1. Now, if you are attracted or drawn or inclined, pile 1 may have a reading for you as well. There may be a message there. This is very, very, very kind of mind-blowingly fascinating, because look at the Mars energy here. This is very, very powerful, and yet we have the Angel of Tranquility. I think that there is something very powerful in terms of movement. Now, because this is about drive, physical energy, strength. Mars is about motion, forward motion. And yet we have the angel of tranquility. I wonder, for some of you, it could be that you are in a stationary position and you're about to move forwards. For others, you are moving forwards and you might desperately want to put on the brakes. Look at this. We have Tewaz, which is Tewaz is the rune of the spiritual warrior. This is very discerning. The energy here is discerning. This is about making clear-cut decisions and sticking to your guns. And look at this, we have the sword energy as well. You know, the sword energy is very decisive. And look at the lightning bolt here. Wow. We then have Algiz, the rune of protection. Okay. How fascinating. And we have the poet. Ah, my goodness me. Look at the kind of, almost like the crystal ball here. And look at the birds emerging from the shadows here. Right. This card does sort of say, actually, that you are... I mean, I don't want this to sound a bit overdramatic, but to say that you are one of the chosen ones is what's really coming through here. You are one of the chosen ones at a time of profound transformation. You have been chosen, and indeed you have agreed at a level of soul to come here. You are being protected is the first thing I want to say. Some of you could even be in a circumstance where you're feeling as though events around you are quite antagonistic. You yourself could be feeling quite antagonistic. You could find there are events around you where you feel quite angry about things. You could be feeling like, maybe even like justice isn't being served. With the sword and this lightning bolt, you could be feeling like stuff is changing really, really fast around you. Something could have changed really fast around you. And this is kind of like, this is saying that, whatever is going on in your world, whether this is an internal sense of, some of you could be really angry about some stuff that has happened or that's going on. Like there was a bolt out of the blue, and you could even be feeling like you've been forced to have to make a choice or a decision when you wouldn't necessarily have wanted to, or forced to take sides, or feeling like you're having to not exactly go underground, but maybe there is an energy, a little bit of energy around fear of like not being able to be yourself with the poet. But you're one of the chosen ones. I mean, you have something that is part of the massive evolutionary change and growth that humanity is going through. I am actually going to read to you from this book. Let me find this for you. Where are we? 19. Here we go, 14. Honour the cycles. I will find to read this. It says... The dance of the cosmos is cyclical. You are being guided to observe the cycles at work in your life. Perhaps you're seeing the result of something coming full circle, or you're in a place that doesn't seem ideal on the surface. Rest assured that healing follows grief and joy follows despair, as surely as the sunrise follows the dark of night. As change is the only constant, there is no logical option but to embrace it wholeheartedly. Enter into change, accept it, flow with it, and even celebrate it. This is the path to harmony. Invite harmony into your life now by honouring the cycles of life. According to ancient astrology systems, we are now in the midst of a period called the Kali Yuga that lasts 1,000 to 2,000 years. By nature, this is a cycle of destruction. Just as winter is the season when the earth is in its furthest point from the sun, the Kali Yuga is a time when human consciousness is furthest from divine illumination. And just as springtime's earliest flowers prepare to unfold and bloom, even in the harshest winter weather, a renaissance of peace, love, look at this angel of tranquility, peace, love and wisdom is now stirring within the hearts of humans in every culture and on every continent. Yours is one of these hearts. The very fact that you hold this card in your hand, or have drawn this card today, or were drawn to it, indicates that you are awake to the springtime of human consciousness, and you are among its earliest blooms. This is what I mean by the chosen one. Even though it may be challenging to understand it in a logical or linear way, you may sense that the confusion and discord of the Kali Yuga are necessary in the grand cycle of time. It destroys the old to make room for the new, and brings what isn't working to light, so we can create new ways of relating to ourselves, each other, and the planet. Fear not contraction, for it leads to expansion. Fear not the exhale, for it leads to the inhale. Fear not death, for it leads to life. Like the Sumerian goddess Inanna, go deeply into the darkness of the underworld so you can emerge victoriously into the light. You can consciously enter into the cyclical dance by charting the moon, which isn't that interesting because this is a moon reading, stargazing, planting a garden, celebrating the seasons, and observing the constant changes in every aspect of the natural world. I think that's just mind-blowing. I think hopefully you see what I mean. Isn't it interesting, even with the ammonite, it's a spiral. It's like the spiral of the ever-evolving, ever-emerging universe, encapsulated here. Time, like a time warp. Some of you may be feeling like you're in a time warp of some sort. But this is actually saying, do not fear. Things will come back into balance. We have the sun and the moon here. Things will come back into balance. The key here is for you to really honour your own identity. There is something for some of you about identity coming through here, where maybe you feel as though your identity is threatened, or the essence of what you believe in is threatened. It would be like living in a war zone when you really, really, really just want to honour peace. Now, what I think we need to do is to get a lot more cards to find out more detailed information about what's emerging and what is happening. But I do think this is an acknowledgement that you are being protected and that you are here with purpose, and to really notice the cycles. Isn't it interesting that this is a moon energy update reading as well as the new moon readings? An energy update moon video as well as the cards and the readings. There is really... when we follow the cycles of the moon, we kind of know what's happening and when it's happening, and we can get grounded. We can step away and sit in a space of peacefulness, and we know when to look after ourselves. Metal Bird is about, really, really building your self-esteem. I think with the moon cycles, we can know when we're more vulnerable and when we're more exposed, when to move forwards, when to get still. So, if you haven't checked out the Moon Month Energy Update, you kind of might want to. And if you are interested truly in really learning to manifest with the moon, do check out my Manifest with the Moon Astro Moon Diary. That it's a tool. It will literally teach you how to work with those natural cycles. Right, let's look at your tarot cards. What else are we shown here? What's happening with my pile 2? This just feels like change is happening and you're right bang in the thick of it, kind of thing. And the question is, kind of, what do you do? Or, how is this emerging? Because we're being shown that, after the exhale follows the inhale, I do feel identity is being threatened, or who you are. So we have the Hanged Man as your first card. We then have the Three of Cups. We have the Six of Discs and the King of Discs. I'm seeing you put your head above the parapet. Again, protection. Knight of Discs. This is bringing in the harvest. Seven of Discs. We have the Universe. Wow. And we have the Death card. Wow. Okay, right. Pile 2. Whatever situation you are currently in that might be making you feel angry or frustrated, or feeling like, there's whatever it is. For some of you, it is about maybe also feeling like you can't have a voice, or that you're, as I said, your very identity, the essence of who you are and what you're doing and what you believe in is somehow challenged. This is going to move forwards. That feeling of being either trapped or whatever is this is going to shift and change. What your reading is saying is that firstly you're protected. Okay, part of what's going on is that this is here to strengthen whatever challenge it is, to strengthen your resolve and to strengthen your belief in your own purpose and why you're here and what you're doing and why you came here. There is a turning point. So if you recognize that, maybe you've been feeling stuck or however it is, if you recognize there's purpose to everything, because the Hanged Man is a really interesting energy. The Hanged Man asked us to surrender. Surrender to the cycles. Recognize this is turning. The Three of Cups is a turning point, but it's a celebration actually. So funnily enough, I think whatever is feeling conflictual, it's going to shift and turn. And I suspect because of the new moon energy and the cycles, quite quickly actually. The Six of Discs is a really comfortable card. It's a card of generosity. I think your circumstances are going to change more quickly than you think. Don't be afraid to put your head above the parapet. The King of Discs is a card, I always think we have the tortoise, slow and steady wins the race. This is a man of substance or an energy of substance. And the Knight of Discs is about bringing in the harvest. She has an energy of bringing in that harvest. I think for some of you, maybe as well, there's been a struggle to persevere with something or to make, I won't say to make clear-cut choices, because I feel this is about stuff that matters to you. And I if any of you are struggling financially as well, or with resources, because we've got a lot of discs here, or you're struggling in your working world, we have the Six of Discs, the King of Discs, the Knight of Discs, the Seven of Discs. If you feel that you've been, you're having to make financial choices, or indeed that you're waiting for an investment to come in, I think something is going to shift and turn very quickly. Remember, so like if you're really finding yourself living with lack, there's a shortage of something, it's going to come into you. With Metal Bird as well, if you are experiencing, and also with the Pentacles, any kind of health issues, I think this can be shifted. I think this cycle will move forwards. This is really saying, don't feel stuck where you are. This is going to shift and turn, and I think quite quickly. So this will be the energy that the new moon is assisting you with. I think to literally change a circumstance that you are not okay with like, as in either maybe lack, financial lack, or a physical illness, or even emotional energy, feeling angry or distressed or upset by something, feeling like, fear that you can't be yourself, you can't have a voice, you won't be able to express yourself. I think that this is going to come to a close with the universe, and literally there will be like a rebirth here. You're going to emerge out of this. So whatever, this is sort of almost saying, like, rather than looking on the downside, look on the upside at this and whatever you are experiencing, it's going to shift and change, and I think it will shift and change quite quickly. It does feel like with this Mars energy, like some kind of a, this is also actually saying, I think, harness your energy, empower yourself, surrender to the fact that the world is changing. If any of you are trying to, I don't know, like trying to sort of, it's not like stay in a peaceful zone, but stay in a safe zone when the world is really actually changing fast. This is actually much more about about going with those changes, though, and surrendering to those cycles. Whatever you are facing, as I said, you are one of the people who's come here to do this level of work in order to transform and transmute energy. It's really coming through here with Mars and the Poet, like the combination of these two cards, because Mars is the god of war. But we do have a choice, you know. We can do battle within ourselves, we can do battle with others because we disagree with them, or we can transmute that energy and we can find a way of having a voice that honours peace and tranquility. You could even be like an envoy of peace in a certain situation, or you might be being called to step up and be an envoy of peace. With the Three of Cups, this sometimes indicates like collaboration of people, you know, in love, you know, being, but like being with your best mates. If you find that two people you know are having a falling out, you could be the third person that actually steps in and you become that envoy of peace. You're able to channel and harness the empowerment of Mars energy for the good. This would be like as well with the Poet, like being, it reminds me of somebody I know, or I still know, but who I've known for a long time, who had an incredibly challenging childhood. He was actually born in prison. You know, he grew up in a world which was full of drugs and gun running and all kinds of really challenging stuff. And he chose to walk away from all of that, which is a real big deal. He chose to walk away from all of that and he became a poet. He was an alternative poet. He's written the most amazing stuff. You know, he's now... he's quite a bit older than me, so he's now very much, you know, not around. I don't think his stuff was ever published, but he chose to speak out, and he spoke out through his words. You know, he used to travel the sort of festival scene, but you know, he took something that was really challenging and he empowered himself to have a voice through his poetry and through the scene that he lived in. You know, but he made that personal choice. He decided he was worth more than that world, and he up sticks, and, you know, I swear he was protected and guided, I'm sure, but, I mean, what a monumental transition. Let's get a little bit more ambition. Now, isn't that curious? Why would I come out with the word ambition? A bit more ambition. Let's get some more cards, was what I wanted to say. So where is that channeled from? Okay, maybe you are needing to step up and be ambitious. Mars energy can also be ambitious. Mars energy can take you to the heights. It can empower you to follow through with something. What is your ambition, pile 2? Is there something you want to see, something you want to achieve? It could be towards peace. It could be towards having a voice. It could be towards generating greater, you know, perhaps wealth or health, wealth. Whatever it is, I think you're being called to honour the cycles. And you know, if you're feeling like it's never going to happen, that's going to turn around, because that's the way that cycles work. Yeah, what is your ambition? What do you desire? Let's see how this unfolds. This card is sitting here wanting to be shown. Look at that, we have the Devil. This is interesting because if you were drawn to pile 1, the Devil featured in pile 1. Okay, what's your ambition? What do you want to create, to manifest? This is cutting the cords of the things that hold us back. Wow, you have the Magician. This is like step up. You can shapeshift. You could be an active participant in shape-shifting energy and shape-shifting your circumstances. I'm seeing these, and these. Let's look at these first. We have the... this is the Page of Pentacles. Wow, this is a card of such promise. And you then have the Hanged Man again. Okay. And you have the King of... No, it's not the King, it's the Emperor. I was about to say you've got the King, and I was thinking, what is this the King of? This is the Emperor. Okay, right. You're being called to take charge of your situation. Step up and take charge of it. Honor the cycles. Recognize you're not stuck in something. You are absolutely not stuck in something. You have far more agency in your current circumstances than you realize. Far more agency than you realize. And you can bring something to a point of either fruition or culmination, or begin to have a voice, whatever this is. This is about empowering yourself, using the Mars energy to, this is physical energy, drive, strength, and your fighting spirit. You can use the Mars energy to move something forwards. This is honouring the cycles and recognising there's a time to move, there's a time to be still. Yeah, time to move forwards, a time to be still. But it doesn't mean you lose sight of your own empowerment, your own agency, and your choices. And you are guided, you are protected, because you have a part to play. The whole of, if I was going to sum up the year of 2025, which is the time of doing this reading, if you've been drawn to it in the middle of 2027, then, and it's resonating, then the same sort of issues are around you right now, and the reading will be speaking to you. But at the time of 2025, we are going through phenomenal upheaval, huge upheaval. Astrologically, this is one of the biggest years of our lives. But this upheaval is here with purpose. It's here to upgrade the consciousness of humanity. This reading has established, right with your very first card, that you have come here with a part to play in that. And if I was going to sum up 2025 in one word, two words connected: self-mastery. 2025 is about us learning about self-mastery, learning that we can shapeshift energy through our thoughts, our words, our deeds, our actions. We're not helpless. Even when things are going on that we feel really uncomfortable with, we can hold light. We can shapeshift energy. We can be really clear about what we stand for. We can have a voice. We can choose not to bite into something if we don't agree with it. We're not stuck. This particular person that I spoke of, he was born in a prison, literally in prison. And he chose at a certain point in his life, as a very young man, he chose to walk away from that world. He made a decision. I'm not doing this. This is not what I want. He had that emperor energy. And he felt really strongly, he could have just been an angry young man, but he used those feelings to empower his words. Gosh, I'm getting real goosebumps. I feel like there must be a lot of people on the other side supporting you guys in stepping up, really protecting you, honouring you. Look at the stag energy here with the 5-pointed star of Venus. This is the stag energy coming through to guide you. When you see a stag or it shows up in your cards, this is about divine guidance. This is an honour of the pathway you are on. You will be protected. You're here with purpose. You are here to transform something. I think the new moon will be bringing you the energy to transform, the energy to change something, opportunities to take charge. It's an opportunity of promise that is around you with the Page of Pentacles. And you have a choice here as well. This is saying you have a choice. With the Devil, this is a card of it is a choice in liberation. Do you choose to stay with something, or do you choose to transform? Do you take charge of your own agency? Do you make choices and decisions irrespective of whether other people will agree or disagree with them? You can transform something, and I think the new moon energy is supporting you to a place of profound empowerment. And if any of you are feeling a bit helpless, I actually had a conversation last night actually with some really amazing people, and we kind of got into a discussion about protection and about protection of your own energy. I am going to do some readings actually in next week. Obviously we are at the time of doing this reading, it's 2025. We're in a couple of days we have a new moon, but I am going to do some readings next week. So I mean, just go to the homepage if you're looking at this in 2027 or something. Go to the homepage if this interests you, because this will be on how to protect your energy and about transforming energy, shape-shifting energy. So I'll be doing some readings around that in a few days' time. So my beautiful pile 2, I think this is your reading. The new moon energy is coming here so to support you in owning your agency and transforming something and choosing how you do something, choosing how you respond to something, choosing how you kind of take action, and an acknowledgement that you are here with purpose and that you are protected. Pile 2, this is your reading. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for being here. Do check out the moon energy update bit at the beginning of this reading, because it may really assist you. When we really work with the moon, we do become empowered by that energy. And also at the end of this the readings, there is a little video about my tarot course, which is now live. It's an amazing opportunity to join. We really see ourselves as an international voice of light. It's this is what reading is about. It's a course that is really embodying the upgrade actually of humanity. And anyway, I'm not going to tell you too much about it. Check out the video at the end, and if it's there's a whole homepage with loads of information for you if that is something that is really singing to your heart, and just tuning in and connecting with a community of people as well. Beautiful souls, tons and tons of love, and I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really soon. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You have mastered the dance, and we're asking, how is the new moon helping you to make changes or to navigate changes? This is actually about manifesting something or acquiring something, your significator card. And I'll draw your oracle cards first, but I do feel there's 3 here actually. You're the first pile to have 3 cards from this pack. But this is very much about making a commitment to something, learning something, embracing something, whether it's an actual specific career pathway or your purpose, or, something to bring forth. What else do we have? We have more from this pack. This one. We will draw your oracle cards first, and then we will find out what we are shown. Master the dance. What is it that you are being assisted with? What are my beautiful pile 3s either being assisted with, helped with, or are they navigating? So angels of the universe. Oh, wowzer. Right. There is an absolute opportunity for you to step into or towards. Now, it isn't something that you already have the skills to do. So it is something new. We have, wow, Uranus. Gosh, it's going to suddenly arrive. It might be in front of you already. Now, I'm doing these readings a couple of days before the new moon. And whenever you come to these readings, if you're drawn to a reading and it's resonating with you, the timing is right. You could be looking at this in 3 months, 10 months, 2 years. There's an opportunity. If it's not in front of you now, it's going to be. It's like a bolt from the blue. It's like an awakening. It's like, wow, I could do that. It's like, wow, I would love to do that. Wow, I really want to do that. There's something here that you're being shown. It is literally a gateway. You will need to learn it. It's new to you. Fire Rabbit, welcome to the Muse. But this could take you to being in this. You could be in the spotlight. This is very much about your calling, your purpose, a career move. It could be self-mastery of anything in your own personal life. You know, for example, if relationships are your nemesis, then it could be an opportunity to be in a relationship with someone, and you're going to have to master how to do this, and it's an amazing opportunity. But this is more, if I'm honest, it looks to me to be much more about career, calling, purpose, something that is just like, wow, I want to do that. We have Uras. Wow, the rune of strength. Love it. Now, the new moon is the new moon in Taurus. That's what these readings are about. But as I said, they're timeless. Whenever you come to a reading, it's got a message for you because you found it. But this is really saying, go for it kind of thing. I always think when Uras shows up, it's like the universe has your back. It's like this is something that you can really commit to. And you can build and grow. You can harness the energy. It's like a bull can, plow a field. You know, if somebody has a bull and they harness that energy, they can, slow and steadily, they can plow that field. They can bring forth a harvest. I mean, look at the light coming through here. We also have. Oh wow, Thurisaz, this is the rune of gateway. Now, oh my goodness me, and you have Kano. And look at that, with the book open. Kano, the rune of openings. Yeah, there'll be something for you to learn here. This is a new skill or a new opportunity. Now, the interesting thing with Thurisaz gateway is that Thurisaz is a rune that asks you to, it basically, it's the gateway. So you pause, you review where you are, you appreciate, you step into a space of appreciation and gratitude for the opportunity or for where you are right now and everything that's actually, it's kind of like the steps that led you to be where you are in the right place at the right time. To see this, to know this, to have this. There is a gateway or a gateway opening for you. This is absolutely exciting, really, really interesting. I think with the wolf as well. For some of you, it could be that you feel a bit of a lone wolf. So it could be something that you might previously have felt with a muse, that you might not be, I don't know, it might be hard to find people who would resonate with you, and yet with the muse this would suggest you are going to be seen. There's definitely something to learn here. Okay. We have the hunter and the stone. These are such interesting cards. Right, how can I lay these out so that we can see everything? I think we can put these like this. Because you have a different number of these cards. It's the other readings have been sort of laid out in the same way, but I think this is going to work. Maybe with the hunter and the stone as well. Maybe this is something you've been searching for. Going back to what I was saying, if love, for example, was your nemesis, then maybe there will be an opportunity, like a bolt out of the blue, for you to move forwards. Something you've never been able to pin down or hunt down. Maybe if you haven't known what your calling is or your purpose is, I do feel it's more connected to work, your calling, your purpose, something like that, or a project. But nevertheless, something that you have almost like searched for. It's really interesting because the hunter is a card that almost like failure isn't an option. Failure is not even on the agenda. In days gone by, a hunter, if a hunter went out to hunt and they didn't bring back food, that's life and death. So there's something here about an opportunity here to find something that really inspires you. It's like, this is going to fire you up. And if there is something in front of you already or around you, then you feel like this. You want to go after it, basically. It's got long-term potential with the stone, because this is something that can bring solidness, stability. You can actually build something here, but you have to learn it. If any of you struggle with imposter syndrome, this is like saying get out of your own way and make this happen. Master the dance. Don't assume that just because you are not fully trained already, that you can't do this. The purpose of doing it is to become fully trained. It would be like you applying for a job and you think, well, I just don't have all the skills. And the job openly says, we offer training. Well, what are you waiting for? They offer training. Go for it. It's like, don't talk yourself out of it. Talk yourself into it. This is something to go for. This is what we're being shown. But it is something that you will need to learn. And I suspect it's something that you feel it with a passion. That's what we're being shown here. This is what the new moon is assisting you with, bringing you with. The change is to follow through, or the change is to be gifted with something that will be inspirational, and that you're drawn to it, you want it, you're going to be learning, but you commit, and this will, over time, it will build. Slow and steady wins the race, but think what the power of the ox can do. Let's get more information. May we kindly ask for more information about the changes that this new moon is bringing. So yeah, this is something arriving out of the blue. And you think, yep, that's it. That's the thing I want. That's what I'm looking for. You have 2 of discs. Wow. So this is something that you can go for. With the 2 of discs, it's interesting. There's going to be a harmony. It's the right fit for you. This is like 2. I think if you splice an apple in half and open it up, it's like you have 2 halves of something. This is going to be a really good fit for you, even if you have felt like you're a bit of a lone wolf. And it's very transformational. We have the Death card. This is so transformational. This is literally offering you a very profound opportunity. This would be like the job of a lifetime. Just because you don't know it yet, you can learn it. You're going to grow into this. You have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is so emotionally rewarding, and the 3 of Cups as well. So this is like, finding, I think, as well. I thought this with the lone wolf, finding people who resonate with you. Perhaps something you love that connects you with the right kind of people. Again, people who are inspirational. Maybe you will be inspirational. Maybe you are starting something and people will follow you. With the 3 of Cups. You being the person that they look to. And you're having to learn how to navigate something and how to kind of, be more visible. Perhaps be the more visible person that others look to. We have the 10 of Swords. Something comes to a completion here. We also have the Sun, which is magnificent. Do this is so fascinating, because I'm just seeing the card of the Devil. The Devil has come out in every one of these readings. So I find that just really fascinating, because, if you were drawn to either of the other readings, pile 1 or pile 2, there may well be a message for you. But I think just given the energy of transition and change that is around us right now, what a confirmation of cutting cords to things that no longer serve us. The 10 of Swords is about bringing something to a completion usually, but what I see here, we've got an egg that is hatching open. So this is not just about like an ending of something. It's very much the birthing of something new, and it is very transformational. This is not a small change as well. This is a life-changing change with the Death and Rebirth card. And because you have a snake here hatching out, this is an opportunity that comes, well, it's now. It could be right in front of you already. Now we have the Sun, which is the card of happiness, of energy, of Source being with you and supporting you. You have the 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Discs. You have the Devil. Oh, and my goodness me, you have the Empress as well. This is like so exciting. Look, this is a pathway to abundance and success. Whatever it is, it's fruitfulness, it's finding the right tribe, it's being visible. It comes like a bolt out of the blue. You weren't expecting it. And it means that you can, gosh, I was about to say goodbye to something, but what I'm seeing in the Devil card today is about you choosing this pathway. This is what the Gateway card is about as well. Thurisaz says, stop and sit in the gateway and look back and reflect upon everything that has led you to this moment and sit in a space of gratitude before walking through. I think the Devil in this instance is saying to you, look back with gratitude. Don't look back with a sort of I haven't done enough to be here, because you're going to master the dance. So this is, I think this is cutting the cords of anything that you might have within you, like limiting beliefs that say you can't do this, particularly because it's showing up with the Five of Discs. Because the card of the Five of Discs can really indicate like a loss of faith in yourself or your abilities. Master the dance. And the Devil asks us to cut cords. I feel that this is saying that there's an opportunity in front of you, or the new moon energy is bringing you, either it's bringing you an opportunity, or there's one around you and the new moon is giving you the energy to overcome something of this loss of faith, this loss of belief in something. If you're struggling, like I said, with an imposter syndrome, or feeling like there's something you really want to go for it, but you're lingering. You're sitting in the gateway for too long and looking back and thinking about what hasn't worked, rather than actually saying, I'm so grateful for everything that's got me to now, and now it's time to step up and move through. So this is like a double layer of information here, because not only is there an actual real circumstance that you can go for, and you can go for it. You don't know it yet. You're going to learn. You're going to embrace it. You're going to grow. You can master the dance. It looks to bring you happiness, prosperity, abundance. It looks as if it will bring you some aspect of your future that will be solid. And yet, it's this sort of sitting in the gateway, as I said, lingering too long, choosing to let go of any inner doubts, inner sort of lack of belief that say you can't, or you shouldn't, or it won't work. This is suggesting that you simply need to embrace the dance. Trust. This is leading you in the direction you want to go in. This is a window of opportunity. Kano is the rune of openings. It's like a whole new avenue of possibility is being opened for you. When we start something, we don't have to know it all. That's the experience, isn't it, of doing something. How do we do something? How do we learn? How do we grow? By the doing of it. Your reading is really, really clear. It's really saying that the new moon energy is going to help you to overcome something that's in the way, or it's giving you this opportunity. But whatever it is, you've got to step up and learn it. Let's find out more. May we ask for a sneaky peek into the future, or any further guidance and information about this? Okay, how fascinating. My goodness me. We have got the Wheel of Fortune. These are huge cards. We have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Star. Wow. I don't think I'm going to draw any more cards. That is so positive. That is just so positive. This is like, wow. Just wow. This is an absolute opening. It's a turning point. It's a gift. This is the direction. It's your North Star. This is the direction you're meant to go in. Pile 3, this is your reading. I am mega excited for you, beautiful souls. Really mega excited. Keep me posted. Let me know what this is about. Beautiful souls, do check out the moon energy bit at the beginning of the video if you've not done it, because you might find that that helps you to align with the right kind of energy to assist in letting go of any doubts and, you know, just tuning, because there are some intense pockets of energy this month. But this is just truly fantastic. It really, really is. It's absolutely mind-blowingly amazing. This is an opportunity that is primed for you. It's a pretty spectacular. Yeah, this is, I don't know what other word to use beyond opportunity, but you know, we've got visibility, we've got, yeah, learning, of course, master the dance. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm really, really, really thrilled for you, truly. Beautiful souls, thank you for being here. Now, following this video, there is a video about my tarot course. If for any of you, you think this is about learning to read the tarot, then do check out my tarot course. But obviously, only if that is right for you. Beautiful souls, I'm really thrilled for you. Whatever this is, this is something to step up into and go for it. It really is. It's the direction you're supposed to be going in. This is what the moon is assisting you with. So, I mean, how amazing. Pile 3, tons of love, and I look forward to seeing you for some other readings really soon. Moon Magic Super Souls, thank you so much for checking out this part of the video. I'm really, really honoured, mega excited, very humbled to be sharing with you my tarot course, which is now available and open to join. This is the Moon Magic Master Tarot program, and this program is designed to literally teach you to read to a professional level. You know, whether you want to read just for yourself, or you'd like to read for others, for friends and family, or you want to literally read professionally or integrate reading into an existing career pathway. The course is designed to support you in every possible way to do this. It's been very much guided from day one. I was nudged, prompted, guided. I mean, the synchronicities were amazing to get the course started. And along the way, actually, during the creation of the course material, I was shown really clearly that the course was to mirror the evolutionary upgrade that humanity is currently involved in, where we are being lifted to higher levels of consciousness. It's been a very profound and very exciting experience. And the students who jumped on board to trial material and work with me along the way, all of them have said this is a life-changing experience. So it's very, very unique. Now, I've created a homepage with a video that tells you much more about how the course works, and the curriculum is there, and you can really find out whether this course is right for you, whether it would sing to you. So do check out that homepage. I will put the link right at the top of the description box, and also in the comment that I post beneath this video as well. But I wanted to just let you know also why I'm launching it now. I mean, because this course really has been guided from day one. And I've sat with this and really asked whether, you know, now is the right time to launch this course. The course itself is still in production. It's completely created, but it's still in production. It's a mammoth task to create a course like this that works within an ethical framework. I mean, it's mega exciting. I'll leave you to check out that homepage to find out more. But I got a real big thumbs up that now is the right time to open the doors and welcome people in. We're going through so much upheaval. We are in the midst of this massive upgrade, and there's so much going on, and the course itself does also give you an anchor point. It connects you with a community of people who are all walking that spiritual pathway, who are all dedicated to their own personal evolutionary growth and their own contribution to the collective at large. And as I said, I have really sat with this, and I was absolutely given the thumbs up that now is the time to do this, to open the doors. There are amazing benefits actually for you if you do decide to jump on board whilst videos are still in production. I mean, there's over 300 videos in level 1 alone. whilst some of those videos are in production, it does mean that you will be one of the first people to actually complete the course and to access this material. And there's loads of it already there, but as it sort of moves towards its completion, you'll also potentially be the first people to join level 2 and to go on and be registered on the Moon Magic Finder Reader directory, which is about creating a directory of readers who work within an ethical framework. Again, I've spoken much more about this in the video on that homepage, so do check it out if this is something that is really floating your boat. We are also, I would add, seeing a lot of volatility in the financial markets across the world. And although that's not my primary reason for launching the course now, I am very conscious that here in the UK we already pay taxes on everything that we create, whether it's goods or services. These taxes have been here forever, there's nothing new. But gosh, if we start to add additional tariffs, if something is then added to the course that could up the price yet again, at the moment we're seeing goods affected, but what if this is applied to services? I kind of really felt I wanted to open doors and create an opportunity for people to jump on board before we see any more volatility in the financial markets. It's not my main reason for launching the course now, but it certainly prompted me to really look at this and seek guidance. Is now the right time to open the doors? And I got a resounding thumbs up. So beautiful souls, do check out the course if this is something that is potentially singing to you. Thank you for being here on the Moon Magic Tarot channel, whether this is the weekly tarot channel, the monthly tarot channel, just thank you for being you. Thank you for following readings, whether they are mine or other people's, because, if you're doing this kind of stuff, you are walking that pathway, that evolutionary pathway of growth, and, you're holding the light. We are light beings, and we are here to enable humanity to grow lighter and to live lighter, to see things differently, to do things differently, to be different, to live differently. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for just for being you, for supporting the channel and for supporting all tarot channels. And if this is singing to you, check it out. Otherwise, regardless, I hope to see you again really, really soon here on my channel. And thank you for being you. Thank you for listening. Tons of love.